Hello, Reckon audience. I'm Sydney Batten for Reckon, and I am coming to you live from my downtown apartment where we've been quarantined for going on 3 months now, very little social distancing. So to that end, we are going to launch a new creative series to put you guys in touch with artisans, Southern creators, Southern makers, people who are doing cool things all across the South, so you can learn some of their skills, pick their brains, and have something to do when you're stuck in your house. So today, for our first one, we're going to do some Alabama Southern makers. So first off, from 1818 Farms in Mooresville, Alabama, I have Natasha McCrary, and I'm going to bring her up live with me. Hello, Natasha. Natasha, can you hear me? Oh, she popped out. Give me just a second. We're going to get her back on the live. We're going to learn a little bit more about 1818 Farms. So that's a farm in Mooresville, Alabama. It's, oh my God, I don't even know the acreage. She said over 50,000 flower stems, I think she grows on the farm. And there are lambs, and she makes a bunch of great hand creams that she ships all across the country. So she's going to take us on a little walk through the flower gardens because it's in Mooresville. The internet is dodgy. Let's go.
I think
there you go.
There we are. I think we're back. This is called country internet.
There we go. Yeah, so this is Natasha McCrary, 1818 Farms. I was extrapolating a little bit there while we got you back on with the internet. So I'm going to let you take it away and tell the backstory of 1818 Farms. How did you guys get started?
Okay, thanks for having us, Sydney. I appreciate it. Yeah, we this all started in 2011. And we fell in love with our first South Down baby doll sheep. And my son saw him, and it's all he could talk about. He was 8 years old. He's 16 now at the time, and he wanted to have a sheep. He wanted to sell its wool. He wanted to rent it for nativity scenes. And just from there, we started researching this rare breed that was almost extinct in the 1990s. And from there, we started thinking, dreaming big on how we could really teach our children about sustainability and, giving back to the land and start a family project. And there, just the idea, the concept was born. And initially, we were going to be primarily agritourism with produce and some cut flowers.
What produce do you grow besides the cut flowers?
At this time, we've switched to almost 100%. In the beginning years, it was a shift from 25% flowers to 75% produce. And then over time, we've switched to 100% flowers. Really, the only produce we have here is raspberries, and those greens go into our bouquets. And so when we started out the first year, we worked tirelessly building all the buildings, expanding the barn. We had to put in paddocks for rotational grazing for our sheep, build a pavilion. And we really worked tirelessly doing that. And we did 3 to 4 farmers markets a week. And over time, what happened is people always say, how did you start with your bath line? I guess most of y'all who are watching here in the South is once frost comes, there's really nothing that you could sell at a farmer's market. So I tried to take the dried lavender that we had harvested that season and incorporate it into bath soaks, into soap. And, at first I started just gifting it, and then people fell in love with it and said, this is a great product. You should try and sell this. So really that first summer, after the first summer, that winter, the products developed out of a need to feed the animals. And then also for anyone who gardens or farms, it is hard work. It's very hard work. And it's, you have dry hands, brittle nails, your back hurts. And a lot of the products came from a personal need that I needed something that had simple ingredients that really worked and that I could make myself at the time. And, and then I just started like that. And that's kind of how the whole product line grew from the farm.
Very cool. And it's all sustainably grown, you said? What does that mean?
Yeah, and I think that's sort of a buzzword, sustainability. I mean, I think a lot of times you hear that word. I don't know about you, but I'm not sure always if it has a different meaning for other people. And for us, sustainability really means meeting my needs without compromising the future needs for another generation. And we really strive here to be sustainable. If you are not sustainable, if Lawrence can kind of maybe pan out a little bit, and you can see our gardens, there's around 11,000 plants at any given time in the flower garden. You know, I could just grow every year and never give back to the land. But really, to be sustainable, you can't do that. So our process goes from we compost the sheep, chicken manure, the bedding, and it goes into a compost pile. Any type of healthy vegetation that we harvest from our flowers goes into the compost pile. Once a year, that is, we soil test, it goes back into the ground, it's tilled in, we put in a cover crop. So basically, we're feeding our soil every year. That gives you stronger crops that are better pest resistant, and it just, you know, it's the whole concept, I think, of sustainability. We take it even a step further. Like, let's say we harvested these flowers and they didn't sell. Well, we have an initiative where everything is dried. We have dehydrators running. We have drying racks where we then take it and turn it into like wedding confetti, or it may turn into dried flower bouquets or to dried wreaths. So we try to have zero waste. And I think that fits perfectly into being sustainable, is that you're never wasting, but you're continually improving the process and making things better.
Absolutely. I never thought about wedding confetti, but that is genius. The dried flower petals, is that what you're?
Yeah. So what we do is there's certain types of flowers that dry better than others. So, you know, while a lot of people see us harvesting, even some of them never go into a bouquet. They're strictly going straight into dehydrators, and then they're bagged. And then if you want to have wedding confetti that you throw with the flower petals, then you just contact us, and we have cute little cups they can be put in, and you know, you toss them so much per person. But it's really great. It's different color schemes, but it's just another way, you know, to offer another product that's not just the fresh cut flowers.
Yeah, using every part. I like that.
Yes, every part of the flower. And then we started last year, really our seed business, and so we became certified through the state of Alabama. We sold our first seed this year. So primarily, what we're going to be getting a seed from is an heirloom, and that's going to be a plant that has been around 75 years or more. If you save seed, it's open pollinated, and if you plant that seed, you're going to get the exact same plant. So this year we started with the purple hyacinth bean, and then we're going to start this fall. In the very back of our field, you can kind of see way back there, we have our bachelor buttons, and so they don't love the heat, but they're beautiful. And it's unusual. A lot of people have the thought in their mind that I only plant in the spring. 1/4 of our field we plant in October to have early blooms February, March, April, May. And bachelor buttons are one of those products that we're wanting to be able to sell the seeds, so we can kind of start training and educating gardeners that you can plant in October and reap the benefits early in March. So that's really another part that falls under our Seed to Vase initiative as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, the Seed to Vase initiative is what it's called. That has the strong education component in addition to just the seeds, correct?
Yes. And I think that what I learned was, and one of the reasons we pivoted into flowers is there were not very many growers doing that. You know, a lot of the flowers that you see today come thousands of miles from where you live. You know, they're South America. You don't know what type of pesticides have been sprayed on them. You know, they've been cut for days before they get here. So what you're really wanting to do in the Seed to Vase initiative is we wanted to educate people on the beauty of fresh cut flowers, not just the flowers, but we want to take that other piece of the seed. So we're talking about the seed to the vase. We want to teach people how you can plant the flower and then go all the way to the end to arranging. And then, like, we had a bloom stroll this past week, and I was really big on, okay, when your bouquet is at the end, let's don't throw these flowers away. Here's how you save the seed from that flower. Here's how you can dry it. So we want to take that full circle from seed to vase, and really you make that circle back around to seed.
Can you tell me about some of the flower varietals that are behind you? Are those Alabama native?
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of ours of what we have on this table is called annual warm season. We do have a few things. Most of our cool weather that go in October have been pulled, but a lot of these can all be grown in Alabama. This I love. This is called Veronica Schuyler. I think this is the third year it's been this actual variety in the United States. It comes in white and the pink. We have Daucus Dora. Then we come into the zinnias here, and these are the giant ones. I want to pull maybe one out here so we can get you can kind of see how large ours are. I mean,
I'm sticking my face close to the camera as though I can see them.
So they're pretty large. I mean, if you look at this, if you look up to my hand.
Wow.
These are giant zinnias. So these are zinnias. Then we have different varieties of sunflowers here. A lot of people say, oh my goodness, what happened? They're not all the way open. We cut ours as soon as that first petal begins to unfurl. Otherwise, your sunflowers become a salad bar for pests in the garden. So we cut them, and you can see how this is an example of one we've cut, and they're going to continue to open, and you have beautiful petals here that are still, look lovely. Probably my favorite. This is just started in season, and I feel like the workshop, the Reckon workshop, they're going to receive a lot of these. These are called Lysianthus. This is the first cut. They look like garden roses, but they're just very hardy. They can last 2 weeks in the vase. So these are going to be your Lysianthus. They look like a sorbet colors.
They do.
And then we move over to we have Gomphrena here. This is one of those that I talk about drying, and kind of behind us, if Lawrence pans up, you can see it looks like we're in I call that lollipop land right there. You can kind of see all the Gomphrena. They come in different shades. And then we have Rebecca, more zinnias, some mint, celosia. This is just kind of this is sort of what was left after I made bouquets today. So we probably grow, I don't know, probably in the field right now. I don't know, there's probably over 20 varieties of flowers, 25 varieties. I was counting in a bouquet that I sent out Saturday. I think it had 15 different varieties in it. So we try to really bring unusual things that, you don't see a lot of growers who grow Lysianthus here. And I think it's because if you plant it from seed, this seed would have to be started last October for me to even get it ready for here. But we try to offer a little bit of the unusual. This is Orlea. This is gorgeous in a filler. So, we want to offer things, one, that are healthy and then unusual. So that's kind of our thing that, you always want to provide the best quality product you can, because then if you do that, you're going to always have return customers for the flowers.
And it'll last longer too. So you casually mentioned there the Reckon class. So now will be if you're just joining us, guys, I'm Sydney Batten with Reckon. This is Natasha McCrary with 1818 Farms. She's telling us a little bit about her backstory. And if you guys are interested, down with flower arranging, want to learn more, we'll be having a class Tuesday evening, July 14th. You can sign up. I will drop the link at the end. The link is also in the comments. You guys can sign up for this class at reckonsouth.com, and you will get one-on-one time with Natasha, or one-on-one time with Natasha in Zoom. You get to ask questions. She's going to teach everyone how to build what she calls a balanced bouquet. And that was one of my major questions too, is what is a balanced bouquet? It's not just roses and baby's breath.
Yes. Yeah. No. And that's what I tell people. A lot of people say, where were you trained? I'm like, I'm self-taught, just like the farming. I'm self-taught. You just, do as much as you can read. And over time, what I found is there's really 5 elements that I use in a bouquet. And it's going to be your filler, your focal, you're going to have your disc, your spikes, and your air. And if you have those 5 elements, you're going to have a gorgeous bouquet. It's kind of like you wouldn't want a bouquet. I mean, you might want a bouquet of just all zinnias, but to make it really beautiful, you're going to want to have all those elements. And what we'll do in the buckets, you'll have, we will harvest the day before. We'll have the bucket of flowers. We have beautiful hobnail vases that are coming. I hope to have them here today, but they didn't arrive yet. And we'll go through step by step. I mean, we will go through every step of the way of, exactly what to do. We'll talk about how we post-harvest, pre-harvest care. We're going to talk about a lot of things, little tips and tricks, maybe of if you need to tape your vase to create your own frog. I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of things like that, and it'll be fun because we'll be able to reach people in, I think, Birmingham, and then we'll have pickups in Huntsville and here.
Yeah, so
we'll have your buckets and your kits, and you'll be able to go home.
One of the questions on Facebook is the class only in North Alabama, and it's in Huntsville. There's 3 places to pick up. The class is in your home, but there's 3 places to pick up: Huntsville, on the farm in Mooresville, and here in Birmingham. Right. And all that information's on the website, so I'm not going to say something really wordy that you're going to have to take notes on. It's all on the website. So it is offered at those 3 locations. The reason why we couldn't do it statewide is because fresh flowers can only travel so far. So Natasha's like hand picking and selecting. I'll let her go on the process here.
Yeah. So what we'll do, and we've really updated the process of how we do this. So you have everything you need. Like we'll go through the day before, and we will hand harvest everything, and you'll have X number of each stem. So that'll come to you. We'll go through the whole process, and it'll be everyone's flowers will be the same, and it'll be very simple and step by step. We'll have the camera zoomed in, and you'll be able to ask questions while we go through the arranging process. But very simple. But even the farm in Mooresville, we're very close to Decatur. Florence is only an hour away. So if there's someone in that area who wants to come by, we're just on the other side of Decatur. You could easily pick up buckets here. And I wish we could do Mobile, but that's the thing about these flowers is these types of flowers don't ship well. So that's one of the things that makes these so special is they are not really great to ship. So you want to have them locally. And that's really a big part of what we do is we're trying to, what we call this is the slow flower movement. And we promote these as these flowers are grown, not flown. And that kind of gets back to how so many flowers have been over the years, since the 1980s, really, have been flown in from South America. But the term you're looking for is grown, not flown, and look local for your flower farmers. And there's a lot all over the state. The slow flower movement, since we started, it's amazing how many farmers are coming, starting and beginning this. And one thing I encourage people, what we grow, 11,000 flowers, is on an acre. So you don't have to have, if you're interested in flower farming or just having a cutting garden, if you plan things out and you're spacing correctly, you don't have to have 5 acres. Like I can't imagine if I was farming 5 acres, I would never sleep. We would be here all night. So, you don't have to have a large plot of land. You can start something small and still have a beautiful, beautiful cutting garden at your home.
Very cool. Where did the name 1818 Farms come from?
Sure. So the town we're located in is called it's Mooresville, Alabama. It's population 58, and it was actually incorporated in the year 1818. And Alabama didn't become a state till 1819. So it's kind of like a little Williamsburg. If you've never been, I encourage you to drive through. It's small, and it's a lot of the federal period style houses. And then our family's been here since the 1800s. So when we named the farm, we were really wanting to name it something that was historically significant that we hope would carry on from, if our kids take over the farm and as we pass it on for generations to come.
Very cute. So you got the flowers. Now maybe let's go see something that I'm really excited about and see the sheep. You called them baby down sheep?
Baby doll. So they're called South Down baby doll sheep. And this is also goes back into sustainability and preservation. This breed was brought over from England in the 1700s, and you'll see how cute. We're going to show you the lambs because they're in weaning mode, so they're away from their mamas. It's time for them, to no longer be nursing. They were brought over. They're adorable. When they're fully wool, I encourage you, if you can go to our Facebook or our website, you'll see some pictures. They call them the smiling teddy bears. Like their face, it looks like I have a little teddy bear here. So when they're fully wooled, they're sheared once a year, and that's usually an event that we have here that you can come and watch. It's free to the public. But what happened was these sheep were so beautiful, Americans tried to crossbreed them. Imagine that, to get a larger breed. And they didn't get the same type of wool, the same type of conformation they wanted. So this breed became extinct. So in the 1990s, there were only 300 of these sheep left in the United States. So a big part of this mission is, and you can see on our flower truck when we walk by, that's our lamb on the side, is to preserve this breed for generations to come. And they're great if you want to practice animal husbandry and you're my size, because even the largest males, they're probably 120 pounds. And then you get down to the lambs, and the females our lambs now are probably 30 pounds, but the females 70 to 80 pounds. So, they're not such a large size that you can't handle them. And also I love they're naturally polled. They don't have any horns. So that is always a plus that you don't have to worry about the horns. So we'll go up and we've got the lambs and we'll get a little feed and maybe Lawrence can zoom in and y'all can see them and see if you have any questions. They're adorable. They're all named after music singers this year. We have Swift for Taylor Swift. We have Bruno for Bruno Mars, Phineas and Billy for the Eilishes, who are the singers. We have Roxanne, and then we have who am I missing, Lawrence? I have to think. Baby girl, and Lisa. Oh, Lisa Marie, because her mom is Priscilla and her dad is Elvis, our Ram. So it's Lisa Marie and Graceland, the twins. So we'll go up and we'll see them.
There you go. I was gonna say there's got to be an Elvis.
Yeah, how could I forget? Yeah. Oh, Elvis is here. How could I forget Lisa Marie? That would be terrible. So let's go up and we'll see. And hopefully Swift likes to kind of jump on my back. So hopefully he doesn't tackle me when we're up here. So, and I might have my daughter come up here and she can have some feed also. So we can have multiple, but they love their little snacks. So.
Yeah, as you're walking over there, I see some questions. Can we watch from other parts of the state? We'll figure out, you guys, how to get video of the class to you after the fact. Even if you can't get the kits, we may end up doing the class,
right?
Offering the tutorial later. So that's just from a question in the comment. Look at the baby.
All right, let's see. Come on, babies. Come on. Come on. I know Swift will be the first.
Reckon audience, I know this isn't your usual lunch break.
I know they're coming. Here you go. And Swift, like I said, he's right here, and he's so excited. And we got some of the other girls. I'm surprised they haven't come.
What do you guys use the wool for?
Okay, so that's a great thing. That's what we were doing. People ask what's the dirtiest job on the farm, and it is skirting the wool, which is taking out the manure, the vegetation, whatnot. Mm-hmm. And what we do is that's also in our sustainability part is we have started, and I can show you before we leave. We have started a it's called our sheep to nest. You know, we have seed to vase. Seed to vase. We have sheep to nest.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so we take the wool and it's washed in a natural, a chemical-free washing method. We hand card it. And we put it in beautiful little suet feeders, and the birds can come and pull it out and build their nest in the spring.
Oh, cute!
So they're really adorable. Okay, here comes the others. Roxanne has decided, which I was shocked she didn't want to come. So
this is giving me heavy flashbacks of going to some kind of farm in elementary school, and they let us card wool. And I know it probably gets tiring after a while, but that was like my most exciting field trip ever.
Yes, and that is hard work. I mean, it takes so many days. We have to wash the wool typically 3 times because the wool, these sheep have a lot of lanolin. Oh my, see Swift, he is jumping up on here. And they we have to wash it 3 times, and then the hand carding, you can build muscles. If you hand card, you have your two little brushes and you go back and forth. So it's definitely like the way it used to be as our catchphrase is when you do the wool that way.
So sadly, you guys will not be getting a baby doll sheep with your kit, but you will.
That would be good. They want a baby doll sheep with their kit, so that would be good. Everyone loves a kit UV baby doll. I mean, look how cute they are. And then kind of off to the side, we have the mamas out here, and they're separated because it's time. They nursed way longer than they should have, so they're but the mamas are here, but the babies are all right here.
Very
all right. Any other questions, Sydney?
I think that's all I have for now. I'm sorry, I'm just like enthralled by the sheep. People can come and visit you on the farm, is that correct?
I'm sorry, say it one more time, Sydney.
People can come and visit you on the farm, is that correct?
Yeah, right now we're not open to tours due to the entertainment guidelines and restrictions. But what we're doing is we have the animals out where they can park and just walk around our fence line and see everything. We're not allowing visitors at this time. But they can come, like we usually have the lambs in different paddocks where they can see, and the chickens come to the gate. And the pigs are usually up there. So hopefully by next spring we'll be open and we'll be able to have our annual sheep shearing day, which is so much fun, and be able to host visitors again. It's just really hard. You can't hold a farm animal and maintain social distance. So
true.
It's been kind of a disappointment. But we have so many people. I have some people who bring lawn chairs, and I look and they're just sitting at the fence. And they love to watch the lambs play.
Oh man!
So no, I really do. And they're like, "Do you mind?" I'm like, "I do not mind at all." So they come and they have a good time. So yeah, you're welcome to come to the fence line.
Well, thank you so much, Natasha. If you guys are interested, there's links in the comment section here on how to sign up for the class. You can join us. That's in a couple weeks now. That's Tuesday, July 14th. It's going to be at 6 p.m. It's going to be like a happy hour class. You can have a little glass of wine, pick up your flowers earlier in the day, and then join Natasha, and we'll make the bouquet that night. That's about it from me.
Yeah, And if you're not used to arranging, don't be nervous because we all are beginners at some point, and it's okay to not know how to arrange, and it's okay to experiment. And we're going to take you step by step through, and we'll answer your questions. So I want people to be comfortable to bring the beauty of fresh flowers into their home and encourage people also, start your cutting gardens. Now's the time to start planting. And I know a lot of times we just started probably, I don't know, 700 new seeds, like we'll replant in August. But now's the time, especially in our climate, and especially if you're in Mobile, it's even better. You can really plant a lot of cold weather, beautiful flowers in October. And if anybody has questions, that day in the class, we can talk about that also.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a little birdie told me there may be some kind of planting class later on in Rec and Create. So stay tuned, y'all. Flower arranging.
That would be awesome.
So, well, thanks so much again, Natasha.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
And I am going to throw the link up here for you guys. And we'll see y'all in the class. I wish I had some plinky outro music.